Alright, I thought I would read more of the fan fiction rather than doing a Dead Space 2 video. Because I'm not really in the mood for Dead Space 2 right now. Because this story is fucking amazing. Alright. So let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Hold on. Gotta get prepared here. Okay, I'm trying to read this like an old man with glasses, but it's just not working. So how are you two getting along? Zelda's father asked at dinner. Just fine, Daddy, said Zelda. She looked across the table at Link, and he looked back and smiled at her. That's good, said the king. I know you two care for each other a lot, and I was hoping, Zelda, that you'd admit to yourself before you turned 18. Link is a hero and a good man. He looked at the young man who was almost like a son to him. Daddy, come on. Daddy. Oh, wait, no. Oh, so that's like defiant. Daddy. God. Come on, Zelda. Don't be stubborn. I need to pay attention to who says shit. Come on, Zelda. Don't be stubborn, says Link. He reached across the table and held her hand in his thumb caressing her fingers. It's not a case of I won or your father won. Everyone wins. It's a fucking lie. Zelda looked at her husband, and her expression softened. I guess you're right, Link, she conceded. We still on for our date? Link asked. Date, said the king. Link and I, well, we're going to this place he found a couple of years back, said Zelda, blushing furiously. I think I'm going to read the rest of the story like this. Link watched her amusement lurking in his warm brown eyes. A romantic night out, Link supplied helpfully. Oh yes, said the king. He held up his hands. Don't let me stop you. Link and Zelda made their way through the woods, using the moonlight to help them find their way. Link had a few blankets rolled under his arm, and he held on her hand as he guided her through the woods. Zelda felt a shiver of excitement run through her body as they reached the clearing. She almost felt as if she were doing something forbidden. Being alone with a young man in the woods at night, she was still getting used to the fact that the young man was her husband now. Wait. Can I not? Oh. I didn't even realize it was close to the end. Okay. There was the familiar archway. A statue of Cupid on a pedestal was underneath the arch, and down at the bottom of a gentle slope was a stream. Link spread out one of the blankets, and they sat down together, looking at the stars. See that really bright one up there? Link asked. I named it after you a long time ago, when we first met. When we were 15. Were they 15 in the game? I'm so confused. Maybe Link and Zelda are 15. Wait, no. Yeah, no. So, 15. Probably referring to Skyward Sword. That's so sweet. That's so sweet, Link, said Zelda, as he pulled her onto his lap. My mind went places there. I need to rethink my life. Reading fan fiction and posting it on YouTube. I think I've hit rock bottom. I really do. I think I just... Either I've reached rock bottom, or I'm so comfortable I don't give a fuck. I think I'm gonna go with I'm so comfortable I don't give a fuck. Sounds very pleasant. Anyway. He opened his legs a little, so her hips were between them. Her legs dripped over his right leg. She was in a sitting position, slightly reclined, her back supported by his left arm. Link held her left cheek in his hand as he bent forward and kissed her lips softly. Zelda looked up at him, and he smiled down at her as she kicked off her thigh-high brown boots. I am a man who appreciates thigh-high boots. They are something. He kissed her again, letting his hand slide down past her shoulder. It's going to be really awkward to explain if someone comes walking upstairs. Yeah, fuck it. My god. That's awesome. Anyway, what was that? He smiled down at her as they kicked out the thigh bit. He kissed her again, letting his hand slide down past her shoulder, stopping just above her left breast. Teasing her a little, wanting her to want his touch. Zelda reached up, took his hand in hers, interlacing her fingers with his. She seemed overwhelmed by everything, romantic. Things like this, the clearing helped her feel... Oh, wait. Okay, no, just repeat it. Helped her feel, well, romantic. And she was enjoying Link's kisses. Link smiled slightly when Zelda laid his hand on her breast. You really want this, don't you? Link asked, as his mouth went to her neck. Yes, Zelda whispered. Sometime later, the young lovers were lying in each other's arms. He reached for one of the other blankets and covered them with it. And they looked up at the stars together. This is so adorable. I saw a shooting star while we were making love, said Zelda, as she laid her hand on his chest. Link smiled and kissed her forehead. Oh, fuck you, Link. I would have asked what she wished for. Piece of shit. After lying out there for a few hours, Link and Zelda decided that it was time to go home. Have a good time, Zell. Not a fan of that nickname. Link asked her as they slowly got dressed. Wait. Were they spooning? Oh my god. Okay. So what? They were just naked, laying in blankets, staring up at the sky. Only in fan fiction. Only in fan fiction. Oh my god. Or did they have sex in the forest? I may have missed something here. It was wonderful, Link. She looked pensive. I never thought you'd take the initiative like you did. Link smirked as he put his arm around her waist. Well, not this soon in our marriage. Zelda smiled back at him. I thought you might like it. And I do love you, Link. I never thought I'd enjoy sex with you. Bitch! Or with anyone, for that matter. You were right. I'm too uptight. So I made it enjoyable for you. Definitely. My hero. Well, I was hoping I'd know what to do. You're the first and only girl I've ever had sex with. Oh, come on, Link. We know the truth. Remember that time at Lone Lone Ranch with Milan? Remember that? We're not just going to talk about that. Just going to let that slide. Okay? Whatever. I was wrong about a lot of things, Link. This past day you've done nothing but show me that you do love me. Yeah. Because him putting himself in danger, whatever. You didn't just jump up and grope me last night, which I appreciate. You proved to me that you love me by how you went about it. All I want from you, Zelda, is your love, said Link as they stood up. Zelda smiled and cast a sidelong glance at him as he put his arm around her waist, the blankets under his arm. Well, you have it, my hero. 2 weeks later, Zelda woke up feeling sick to her stomach. Babe! Oh my god! I didn't know I could go that high. They had a baby! This is the best story I've ever read. Beside her, Link was fast asleep. She suspected that she was pregnant, and she wondered how Link would take it, and what kind of father he would be. Chapter 2. Wait. Yep, only 13 minutes. We can begin Chapter 2. Since Ganondorf's defeat, there was more time for fun. And Link was taking advantage of this. It was a hot summer, and he had on his white swimsuit as he played in his father-in-law's water park. He blissfully floated on his back in the water. It had been 3 weeks since he'd married Zelda, and so far he'd enjoyed it. Except she'd been especially moody lately, and this morning she'd been sick. She'd assured him that she was fine, snappishly. And I can't read worth shit. I apologize. Link was used to her snappiness after 3 years of being her friend, then her husband. He'd come to figure out the pattern. He'd heard jokes about women and their time of the month, haven't we all? And he knew that they weren't lying. But this was weird, because she'd been moody on and off the past couple of weeks. He didn't get it. He hoped she was all right. Link climbed up onto the brick ledge and just dumped his feet. Suddenly Zelda was sitting down next to him, wearing her pink one-piece swimsuit. Zelda lowered her feet into the water. Sorry I was a bit mean earlier, she said. I'm just worried about you, Zelda. I mean,
You threw up this morning, of course. I'd be concerned. How are you feeling? I'm fine, she said. Her cheeks turned pink. Zelda, what? Link asked, clearly confused. She looked down at the water. I saw Impa today. She's an experienced midwife. She even delivered me.
You caught on to that fast, Link.
Though I'm pretty sure every man would. Midwife, Zelda, are you? Zelda looked up and smiled at him and nodded. You're going to be a father, Link. Link's brown eyes grew wide. Really? Oh, boy. I was wondering how you take this news. I mean, being a parent is a big responsibility. If I saved Hyrule, I can raise a child. Those are two different things, Link. Those are two different things. Said Link, mock pompously, sitting up straight with his arms folded and his nose in the air. Zelda laughed and pushed him into the water. You need to cool off, my hero, she said. Link came up for water, spluttering. I'll get you for that, he smirked. Link, you couldn't even keep your room clean, Zelda continued, giggling. I don't know, Zelda. Have you seen videos on Skyward Sword? Link's kind of a cleaning lady. In the words of the laughing alien, he is a cleaning lady. Link went up to where she was sitting, grabbed her by her waist, and fell backwards, Zelda shrieking and laughing as they fell into the water together. Told you I'd get you for that, Link said when they came up for air. So I'm going to be a father, huh? Yes, Link. You finally did it. Got me pregnant. Well done, Link, Zelda said. Sounding almost annoyed for some reason. Here we go again, Link thought as Zelda climbed out and headed to a pink blanket nearby. Link got up out of the water and went to the blanket, which had a basket on it. Zelda was sitting on the blanket, and she pulled a little jar of something out of the basket. Suddenly she started to cry. Even more confused, Link sat down in front of her. Honey, what's wrong? He asked, as he placed his hand on her leg. Zelda shook her head. I'm just so confused right now, Link. My father made me marry you, and now we're going to have a baby. And I'm not sure I even love you, she added. Yes, you do, Zelda, Link said, sounding confident. She'd been having such bad mood swings lately. He'd learned to blow her off. When she got upset, he took the little jar, which had a sunblock ornament, out of her hands. Turn around, and I'll put this on you, he told her. Link just didn't rub the lotion on her back. He massaged her back. Link is a goddamn Casanova. God damn it, PlayStation. You're ruining the moment. Stay lit. God damn it. Anyway. As we continue next time.